What's up, everybody? Steven here, the Horror Freak 85. Echo should be joining me very shortly. He just had to take care of something before he came on. So, hopefully, within the next couple minutes or so, he should be on. We will be, once he gets here, of course, be talking about video games that have been adapted into either a television series or a movie. Um, we'll also specifically be talking about the new Fallout, which is now on Amazon Prime. So, anyone who has Amazon Prime can now check out Fallout. Excellent series. I definitely recommend checking it out, whether you've played the game or not. I'm sure if you have played the games, as Echo will say when he comes on, that there's a lot of Easter eggs that you can spot in it. I think I played it once, like when it first came out a long while ago. Um, so he'll know more about that. Uh, until then, let's see. Next week, um, just got to double check with someone. I'll announce if we do have this guest or not. I just don't want to say. Just got to verify that they can make it. The next week, the 27th, we have Bill Oberst Jr. coming on, who is also known as, of course, Popcorn from Circus of the Dead. He's been in Criminal Minds. Hello. How's it going? Echo should be here in a couple of minutes. What was I saying? So, yeah, we got Bill Oberst Jr. coming on. May 4th, I'm going to have Mike Ferguson, which he's been in a whole bunch. Amityville Uprising. Um, let's see, Dismal. What is that again? That sounds familiar. I can't remember. Was that a video game, Chadwick? But yeah, so Mike Ferguson. Then on the 11th of May, Chanel Ryan will be on. And that's. Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. I got time to watch it before he comes on. So I'll just add that to my list. I wonder if that's on Tubi. Oops, I had a video playing. There was a behind the scenes of, let's see, what was it? Blood Bitch Baby, which Jessa Flux and Angel Bradford's going to be in. I was checking out a video before I came on. Let me see, Tubi, Dismal. I'm trying to remember, what was that one about? I swear that title sounds so familiar. Yeah, he does a lot of good stuff. He was even an unsub on Criminal Minds, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's got like such a long list on his Internet Movie Database. He's done a lot. Let's see, Dismal. Dismay, the Great Dismal. No. I guess it's not on Tubi. Let me check one other. See if it's on this over here. So, how's everyone doing this week? Anyone watch any good movies or plan on seeing any soon? Well, I'm waiting for Echo to get in here. Speaking of, he must have heard me.
Oh, sorry about that. Busy day.
That was funny. I was like asking if anyone's seen any good movies this week or plan on seeing anything until Echo gets here. Then boom, there you go, popped up. It's like you heard me.
Yeah, good movies. The thing I don't do.
That's right. You're known as bad. I was just looking up to see if it's not on Tubi, but I'm checking another site. Movie with Bill called Dismal. I have to check that out. Chadwick said that's a
What?
good one.
Something's not on Tubi?
I know. That's a shame. Nothing found there. I guess I will just type his name in later and it'll bring up all his movies, of course. So, but yes, I was just going through the guests the next few weeks. Possibly someone Saturday. Just got to double check so I don't want to announce it just yet. But the next week, Bill, of course. Then on the 4th, Mike Ferguson. So finally going to talk to him. Let's see, he's the 4th. Chanel Ryan said that she can make it on the 11th. So I haven't really announced that yet, but she's confirmed that. So yeah. Oh, did you freeze? Uh-oh.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay, you're back. But okay. Anyway, I don't know. Did you hear what
I can hear you, but like you're not like moving. You're like you're stationary.
You weren't moving. I was moving just fine, but you were like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if it's my end or your end or whatever.
We'll just blame StreamYard.
Yes, we know StreamYard is weird at times. So
they had new features last night when we were on Wes's stream. You know, it says private chat and comments.
Yeah,
it said private chat comments record, and then where it says you're in the chat, it had one that says about recording.
Oh no!
But it had his for last night, but then I'm looking at yours and I'm not seeing the same thing. Huh. Maybe they're experimenting with so many people, with so many users.
Maybe I don't know. Out. We don't need other recordings besides. It's like we get enough as it is on these episodes. We don't need other recordings.
Well,
no evidence, you know. So.
Let me hide the dead bodies behind me then.
Yep. Not me. I keep them just out in the open. I let them rot. So yeah, Fallout was really good. I enjoyed it. As I was saying before you came on, I haven't really. It's been forever since I played the game, but I know there were some Easter eggs. If you want to share.
Oh yeah.
Since you
first off, they did find an error.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the show it says about 2177 or 2277, I think it was, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Shady Sands is bombed and nuked.
Right.
Fallout New Vegas takes place in about 21. What was it? The year again? It was nuked in 2177, and Fallout New Vegas takes place in 2288 or 87, 88, and Shady Sands is still around.
Okay.
So they're like, so people, of course, like, oh my god, but yeah, there's a lot. Some people think the dog, which has got that long, all the numbers, I think referred to as dog meat, which was the name of your companion in Fallout 4, your first companion. Dog meat, which, by the way, great name for dogs.
Yep, dog meat.
Just say dog meat. I might have to rename. I'm sure if I rename my dog that, I'll get looks at from my family like, what do you call your dog? Dog meat.
Yes.
I mean,
so yeah, it basically says in a future post-apocalyptic. I can talk apocalyptic. Say that as says. Los Angeles brought about by a nuclear decimation. Citizens must live in the underground bunkers to protect themselves from radiation. Let's see, mutants and bandits.
Radiation and yeah, but we don't see the mutants because I mean, technically, the ghouls kind of could be considered mutants,
and the roaches and stuff. Yeah,
and we don't. I'm trying to. Okay, I've played Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4, and Fallout 76. I don't know if we've really seen the because there's 3 timelines. You have pre-war, which is what we see in the flashbacks,
right?
Which is in 2077. The Great War, which is where the bombs are dropped, and then there's post-war, which is when it takes place. I like that we got to see pre-war. The only time I can recall was a little bit in the beginning of Fallout 4.
Right.
And it's such an interesting when you see like when he's acting and they're like, "Where's the writer?" Oh, don't you know they got rid of him? Why? He's a communist. You sure this is 2077?
Well, even like their cameras and stuff almost seemed like 50s, 60s, kind of like the way it was.
The way the cars were, the clothes, the way they acted. And then it's like, oh, if you're not patriotic, you're a communist. Dude, that's not 1950s. Well, McCarthy or whatever his name was when he had the communist witch hunt.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I mean, I found it very interesting. And okay, when he did the whole thing, thumb up.
Yep.
If you look at the mascot for see if I have an image of him.
Yeah, the Vault-Tec.
Yeah. For the longest time, they thought it was just him giving a thumbs up, like. But there's been theory, about the if it's bigger
about the cloud, the explosion. If it's
if it's the size of your thumb, run. If it's bigger, don't run.
You're fucked. You're fucked. Yeah.
And it's been a fan theory that is what he's really doing here, because if you look at it, one of his eyes is shut, like and this confirms it's now canon. That's what he's doing. He's checking to see, which is like, oh, okay. But it was like, oh, and that was like, all these fan theories, but like that being canon.
Yeah.
Right.
So I liked how it went off, like how it showed just before the bomb, how Cooper Howard, who's the actor who later also becomes the Ghoul through mutations, whatever, or the Vault-Tec, turns them or whatever, because time is the real, what was it, their real weapon or something, or that they were saying.
Yeah, because the ghouls are formed that some people, they get radiation poisoning, some die, and some people turn essentially to a neo-immortal creature that looks, well, we see, actually technically we see 4 ghouls kind of, because there's one guy with long hair, he's got the ghoul face. Yeah. But then we get to see a feral ghoul, which we haven't talked about feral, and at the end, we see what happened to that girl's mother. I don't want to give the spoiler away, but you see that's a feral ghoul. And he's got that little breath thing. That's how he's supposedly, I guess. I think that's how he's keeping from becoming feral.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He had those vials that he kept taking every now and then to prevent him from becoming full ghoul. Yeah.
And I think that one guy he killed, it wasn't to eat him. I think he was putting him out of his misery, because you could see it. He was becoming feral. So it's more like he's just like, okay, I can't let you stay alive, man. I can't let you, man. Can't let this happen to you.
Yep.
And this does not, by the way, hold back in the gore, by the way.
Nah, there's gore galore. That's for sure.
What about that foot thing? Replace a body part. It looks like fucking like a pencil sharpener or something. You're like, oh god! Just shoves it on and then puts the foot on. There's your new limb. Oh fuck! Yep. I'd rather bleed out because that looks painful.
And now the one guy becomes a ghoul because of that doctor.
Oh yeah! Why didn't I die? Pulls it out like, no.
They're like, oh, no. They're like, no, I'm not going to leave it. He pulls it out.
But his reaction, he's not like, oh my God. It's just, oh no. He's holding the scar on his neck.
Yep.
That was, I mean, they did like that one robot, the brain in the thing. He's like, just stand still. I just want to poke you with this. Stand still.
Just let me poke you. Yeah.
You walk, and the guy just walks off. He's bumping into walls. Just stand. Would you just stand still? Let me just sort of poke you.
Yep. But what was it? The girl Lucy, who's in Bolt 33, it goes sort of like the present or whatever. They're attacked by like these raiders or disguised from a different Bolt come in.
Yeah.
And she ends up marrying the one, and they're all attacking Bolt 33. And they kidnap her father, so that's basically why she wants to leave the vault and try to search for her father.
And they said that this is all the vaults are really connected. Yet we see Vault 31, 32, and 33 are just like right next. It's just that little doorway, that little. In the game, I think it's bigger though. But they did practical with that.
So how many vaults are there? Because later on, like she even ends up with Maximus, who's like the Order of the Brotherhood.
Okay. That was Vault 4. It's hard to say because they say there's like 100 or whatever in America. Fallout 4 is Vault 111. So in America, there is at least 111.
Okay.
No, worldwide.
So they're
So if
not
there's
like
a
they're not all connected like throughout a whole underground bunker. They're split up into
no,
different numbers.
and they do experiment because I think one was doing something with the mind in one of the games, and in Fallout 4, it's the putting them in cryostasis like you see in Vault 31. Spoiler. And that's what they were doing. Like, oh, it's okay, just go in this tube, it will be all right.
Mm.
And then they freeze. But yeah, there was other stuff they were doing with Vault. So kind of you see them like when they say, oh, you can do whatever you want with them in all votes. That's essentially what some of the votes they were doing with.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, best line in the movie, Parliament language here. You want to have sex? You want me to use my cock? What was it? It will swell up and get hard, and then pus will come out. That's not good. The look on her face, like
That's how
it goes.
that's how it usually goes.
I was about ready to fall ass off. That was just whoever.
And
wrote
then later
that
on, he
sick
wanted
and
to have
twisted-
sex. He's like, "Are you ready?" He's just like, "You want my cock now?" Oh man. Like,
Whoever wrote it.
oh, cutting out. Oh, StreamYard, how dare you?
Whoever wrote that sick and twisted. Yeah, I want to meet whoever wrote that and shake their hand. That's some of the funniest stuff I've ever heard.
Or maybe you don't want to shake their hand. Who knows? Either way.
Oh, you're right.
You might not. Either way, it might be another Paul Rubens, and you don't want to shake his hand. Yeah, but it's a good show. I mean, whether you play the game or not, I mean, it's definitely.
Other than that,
and cutting out again.
Yeah. Other than that little thing with the timeline, because it's canon to the games. It's the father's the law. It's. Oh. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is fault because it's canon to the games, and by making it 2290 whatever, it's farthest along in the timeline. And apparently, I guess they did that so that it would mess with any things that happen. If they put it, in between the games or during one of the games, it wouldn't mess with that timeline. It still messes with the timeline, but it would still, and when we find out who dropped the bomb, by the way, what a way to find out you're married to a bitch.
No, yeah. Definitely.
That's a get up and go to get a divorce and custody of your kid.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But, I mean, getting to see the Ghoul story, I think was, and we should get a season 2.
I hope so.
which I would like to see. We can get more of his story. Maybe even see the process of him becoming, this. So he's the Ghoul. He's not Cooper anymore. He's the Ghoul.
Yeah, just the Ghoul. Yep. Yeah, it would be interesting to see how his transformation all began. So, hopefully.
But they kind of tell us where the next season. They do next season. They've already told us what's going to be in it. Because when we see he's standing next to a Deathclaw. I wanted a Deathclaw skull. I wanted a Deathclaw. At least we got a skull. But he's overlooking the city. Anybody who's familiar with the games recognizes the tower in that city. That's New Vegas.
Okay.
And then in the credits, they tell you that when it shows you the sign. So they'll show you the artwork from the games. It shows you the "Welcome to New Vegas" sign. So
okay.
Give us a season 2. Give us New Vegas.
All right.
Which one of the guys who voiced was from Friends. What's the guy that died? That actor from Friends who died.
Oh, Matthew Perry.
What was his name? He was on the series, and he voiced the character in New Vegas.
Okay.
So it'd be kind of cool to give us another season. Maybe give a little nod to him. little tribute to a guy who was a fan of the game because he said he played so much his hands started cramping up. It's like, damn, he liked
The theme from Friends will play in the background. I'll be there for you in the background. That'd be funny.
But it will be an old style. All the music had like the old sound to it, like from the 40s or 50s.
Oh, that's
Even
right.
at times you could hear like it was on a vinyl. That little, which I loved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
And that's the music from the game too.
Oh yeah, I thought so.
The best game. It's the best game adaptation we've had ever.
Ever, huh? Okay. There's been quite a few, so I guess that's.
I think it's because it stays so faithful. It's not like Mortal Kombat or Mario or Street Fighter or Silent Hill. It doesn't deter from the source material. It's there.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, at least they get
when they take a book. Yeah, when they take a book like it deters away.
Oh, because the book compared to the movie, way different. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff.
Look at Cujo. My understanding in Cujo, you can actually go into the dog's head and hear what it's thinking.
Kind of like how Dexter, you can hear his inner monologue going on. So, yeah. So what else? I only watched a couple episodes of Twisted Metal. I never did finish that. Did you? Okay. StreamYard froze on you. You were frozen the whole time. Like, I don't know what the deal is. Did you hear what I said about Twisted Metal? How I only watched a couple episodes, but I guess you finished it.
Yeah. Best part of it was Sweet Tooth.
He was funny, yeah, and it was Will Arnett.
Played by. Will Arnett voices him, and Joe Sarani, also Samoa Joe, physically plays him.
Gosh, StreamYard is bad tonight. It keeps like messing up tonight, worse than it has been in a while. I don't know, but yeah, the Sweet Tooth was a good one. I watched. It's been forever. I watched Alone in the Dark with. Was it Christian Slater was in it and Tara Reid? Let's see. Come on, StreamYard. I don't know why it keeps freezing up. Okay, technical difficulties. I guess he'll be back. Oh boy, tonight I don't know what the deal is. It's been messing up. It's weird. I don't know how it is on your guys' end, but on our sides it's like freezing. Let's see. Check something real quick here. I don't know. I'm trying to get him back here. It's like do 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 do. The old Windows, their dial-up. That's what it seems like. Let's see. Let me message him and see what's going on. Sorry, folks. Talks amongst yourselves.
But okay,
There you
Okay,
are. Okay.
Alone in the Dark was okay. Alone in the Dark was Kristen Slater,
And
Stephen
Tara
Dorff.
Reid.
Who was the female? Yeah.
Yeah, Tara Reid.
Now there's a
So,
second one, and yeah.
oh, I think to the second one, but the first one though was about that tribe, the Anani, and there were these different artifacts, and I guess they got wiped out. Was it hundreds or thousands of years ago, whatever. It was like supposed to open some gate, and some demons got through, and there was even something how there's like this paranormal. Oh, Stephen Dorff is in it. He's part of this paranormal unit that fights all the paranormal stuff and in the government, and it's secret and all that. And Christian Slater used to be a part of it. But there was like when he was being hunted down, Christian Slater's character. There was this guy, and he like shot him, and he was like not dead. He was like coming at him, who was possessed by a demon, and sort of what happened when he was a kid. The whole what was it? The children's home that he grew up in. There was like some weird stuff going on with that. And it turns out they were all like experimenting on this other scientist, one of these artifacts that opened the gates. Let's bring back the terror there. Let's see. Oh, can you hear me? I see you typed in StreamYard hates you.
Yes. Something about the director. Yeah. Isn't that a Yuri Bowl movie? Or do I have that wrong?
It is Yui Bowl, yep. So, man, StreamYard keeps cutting out on you. I'm like not hearing.
Yeah. If you want to talk about video games, there's a guy, more so than Paul W. Anderson, who does.
Yes. Wow, I'm gone again. This is so messed up. It's like so much for tonight's show, everybody's. It's just been really bad connection tonight. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Hello.
Hopefully
Like,
that will work.
okay. Yeah, I can't like hear you. I mean, like you keep cutting out. You were starting to say Paul Wes Anderson, and then I don't know. I didn't hear anything after that.
No, Yuri Bowl has done more video game movies than Paul W. Anderson.
Which other video game movies did he do?
For Yuri Bowl, Far Cry, House of the Dead, I think Postal maybe.
Oh
Blood
yeah, I
Rain.
forgot about Postal was weird. Like that was a weird movie. Been a long time since I've seen it. I forgot
Postal's a game, but I could be wrong.
It was a game, yeah.
So he's basically more so than except for with Paul W. Anderson, he always has to cast his wife. And she's got to be like the badass who can kick anyone's butt.
Let's see, Yui Bowl.
Oh, he did he did one about Set of Medieval Times. That's a game. Oh fuck.
Oh, Blood Rain. Wasn't it Blood Rain?
Yeah, that was the one. But he did another one. I think In the Name of the King. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's The Name of the King. It's a Dragon Tale, and Dragon is a game.
Dragon, what was it?
Okay, In the Name of the King, it says In the Name of the King, a Dragon Siege Tale. And I do believe Dragon Siege is a game.
Okay.
So he's, like I said, he's done more than Paul W. Anderson.
Who's done all the Resident Evils? Yeah.
Except, well, I think it was like a producer or something on that last one.
Yeah, I was right. Blood Rain. He did that. What else? Was Blood Rain a game? I should remember.
Yeah, I have a copy of it digitally. And of course, House of the Dead. He did there is a Far Cry movie, and that's him. So Paul W. Anderson is not the king of video game movies. That's Yuri Bull.
Yeah, he did do. He was a producer of Postal, House of the Dead,
which is an awesome movie, by the way. And if you're a fan of Smallville, you get to see Lois Lane topless.
Yes, Erica Durance. And which movie was that again?
House of the Dead. She's at the beginning of it. She gets killed, but before she gets killed, you can see her topless.
I totally forgot about that. I don't know how I did, but
I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it until like years later. Like I'm randomly watching it after I became a fan of Smallville. The show Smallville ended, and one day I'm watching. I'm going, "Is that who I think it is?" Let me Google this. Oh shit! It is.
Erica Durance. It was funny when I met her at I think it was the FX show. Like no one was at her table and stuff, and I was talking to her like 10, 15 minutes, and then people finally started coming over and they saw me take a picture, and I was like, see, I just bring people over here for you. I was joking. I was just like, thank you. She was fun.
And she's like, and you know that, Kate, she is one of the characters, one of the actors from a previous Superman related show who appeared as a different character on Supergirl.
Oh, okay.
And she played Supergirl's biological mother. She played Supergirl's biological. Okay. They said that her in the first season of what they had different Supergirl's biological mother in flashbacks, and then later on they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be semi-regular."
Okay, Erica Durance. Here we go. Yeah, she was in House of the Dead, Butterfly Effect 2. Let's see. Some Christmas movies, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she was Lois Lane in Batwoman. I guess that was when they, like, crossed over. Yeah, she was in Supergirl, the mom.
Christmas movies bad. Christmas movies bad.
Butterfly 2. She was in an episode of Stargate SG-1. Oh yeah, she was in True Calling.
Awesome show, by the way.
I hate that they canceled True Calling, and the way they ended it too was. You remember that with Eliza Dushku and Jason Priestley, where she relived the day, and she at the morgue they would ask for help. It's like
what?
It's like the worst ending. I mean, it was cool, but the worst ending to end the series, you find out that Jason Priestley's character, I forget his name offhand, but he does the opposite, and he wants them to die. And then he's talking to her father, and he's like, she doesn't know what I used to do. And I'm like, oh. And that's how they like end the season. You find out her dad does the same thing as him to try to kill people, and I think her mother did the same and stuff. It's like, wow, that's. Spoiler alert, but it's not on anymore, so there you go. But
well, some of these shows, you see that they got like another season in the comic books.
Yeah, but like Buffy, they continued in comics, and yeah.
Smallville, because I have like 2 of the comics where he meets Batman. It's like, okay.
It's like it took him 10 years to fly, and that's how it ended. Like. Really? He did levitate in his bed, but that was it.
We didn't get that good of a look at him in the costume. It felt like it was just like boom.
And then
No,
we
no,
see,
no.
I mean, we see him in the crossover of all the shows and everything. And he had given up his powers to have a family. But
Oh yeah, Lex. Why would you do that? You were a god. Why would you? He stepped on the toy and he's like,
I like when he goes to
really?
punch me. He's like, still strong, stronger than you, even as a human. What else? I did watch
Attitude
Silent Hill.
changed too.
Huh?
So his attitude, though, his mentality changed too. Probably because he was my father and just was like, I don't give a rat's ass anymore.
Yep. They had I watched Silent Hill because it was been a long time since I watched that. I'm not sure how true to the game that was, but it was interesting though. How her daughter kept dreaming of Silent Hill.
Yeah. Well, see, I never really played the games. And I think the second game might be a little bit more true to one of the later games, where she's being stalked by people who are from a cult, and she's going between our world and this other world.
I think that's the second one because I saw a trailer.
Yeah.
The girl was saying how she moved around a lot with her dad, and in the description it was like he was moving her because of a cult.
Yeah, but that first movie is pretty good. My favorite scene is when let's see was Pyramid Head, where they're running from and they're going to the church. He just picks that girl up and was one swoop, dress up, get just skins her, just
skins her alive. Yeah,
rips it right off, skin right off. It's like God damn.
It's like first the dress, then the skin. Just
There is some controversy about him because in one of the games he's supposed to be choking one of those mannequins or whatever out, and they say it doesn't look like he's choking it out. It looks like he's doing something else of an X-rated nature to it.
Oh gosh.
They've been like, no, he's choking out. Well, no, don't look like that. Don't look like that. It's up bent over and he leaned over. There's some movement going on. That don't look like choking. But those nurses, though, remember the nurses?
Yep. And they start moving, and then she turns off the light, and she's going through them, walking through. The nurses.
You got to be you got to be quiet and not move. You got to be quiet, and otherwise I'll be and they're just standing. They hear a sound.
I like how she dodged through and they had ended up stabbing each other.
I mean, the sexy and all, minus the whole, no face and stuff. But they're creepy as hell.
And the way they move, they're just.
I mean, a lot of the visuals, because it's based on a real life town. Inspired by a real life town. I don't know if they have any, people walking around with a pyramid head or eyeless nurses. Or
it's based on a true story.
Oh, hey, you can go to Central Pennsylvania and check it out for me. I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not going to Silent Hill. Fuck that. It's nope. But isn't there somewhere that's still burning underground or something?
That's the town that inspired Silent Hill, because apparently what happened, stories where they would take care of some garbage. They were burning garbage, and they went to push some of that away, and there was a hole in the ground that led to one of the veins, and it went into the vein of the coal mine, and it's going to burn for I don't know how many more decades. But to this day, and there's pipes they put pipes in the ground, and smoke's coming out. You can't live there. All those stuff coming out, toxin stuff. I mean, goddamn. You go out to check your mail, you just got to put on a complete utter, gas mask on.
Yeah, it's houses are cheap, but you got to wear a mask 24/7.
You got to have a house that's completely insulated so that nothing can get in.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
So I mean, it's almost as bad as the town from the game. Just again, no pyramid head, no nurses, no little girls with powers and shit.
So, well, what it was the one who was her mom of the other girl that looks like her daughter, or that demon or whatever, was like the rage of her, which kept people in that town or
Who
in that
played the
place.
father in that?
That was Sean Bean.
And he didn't die. Think about that. It's a movie with Sean Bean who doesn't die.
That's right. He
Just gotta
doesn't
make
die.
that joke. And he doesn't technically die in the second movie either. He's just left running around in this other realm. So he made it through 2 movies without dying.
That's a first, I think.
I mean, what do you think about any other movie that ends with him alive and well? Nonetheless, 2.
Nah, I can't think of any. But now we know. Little trivia knowledge there. Yep.
And oh man, when they did to that cop though.
Yeah, when they burned her.
To die. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's just brutal.
Yeah.
I didn't think she would die, and if she was going to die, didn't think it would be that brutal.
No. Yeah, but
how does that death not end up on brutal death scenes?
I don't know. But yeah, it's like when she died on Walking Dead also, but I don't think it was as brutal as that burning.
I know. You got to put in a brutal sadistic death video. Brutal and sadistic death scenes. That one's got to go in there.
Yeah, they had what was I gonna say? Never mind. But yeah, I might watch the second Silent Hills later. But I watch so much stuff; it's hard to keep up with everything.
I mean, it is. Second movie is good, not as good as the first one, but it has Malcolm McDowell, I believe.
Okay.
He's in it, and there's some other actors in it. Sean Bean's back.
Yeah.
Spoiler: he doesn't die.
No, I wanted to see him die.
But it's just like the visuals of that town. It's much like going back to Fallout. You have
your sound went out. Okay, StreamYard technical difficulty yet again.
Uh-oh. Stop.
I don't know. Let's see. Okay, try it again. You were frozen again.
No, that's what I say is going back to Fallout, you have this visual of this post-apocalyptic world.
Mm-hmm.
Did a good job. You have Silent Hill, this creepy-ass ghost town. They did an excellent job on the visuals for it. Because if you told me, hey, if we lived in that town, you told me, hey, can you go get me some milk? You're gonna get. Can you read between the lines, or do you need help? Go get the milk yourself. That town was creepy. When you would hear the sirens, and all of a sudden this fog or whatever comes rolling in, and this little girl is just walking through it like doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo.
Yep.
Awesome visual, by the way. Of it just rolling in, her just like going through a leisure stroll through town. Yeah. Ignore the death fog behind me.
It's fine. Just ignore it. And let's see. I haven't watched it in a while.
Nothing to it.
But of course, we sort of mentioned the Resident Evil movies, and which is weird. They were good, but that first one with that underground hive, it like wasn't anything like the game. That was like nothing followed it really. I think probably the closest one.
Well, there is somewhat of an underground lab in the first and second and third game, because in second game.
And cutting out again, but I heard second game.
Yeah, no, they're saying the second game there is an underground lab. It's under Raccoon.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was, but not in the first movie. They kind of like combined it, I think. And you didn't even really get to the mansion in the first one, which I was hoping to see.
Yeah.
Nemesis was pretty cool in the third one, though.
Even in Welcome to I always hear that story about when they had to shoot the scene with the minigun. They had like the minigun, and they had with the Nemesis they had to shoot the scene with him shooting the minigun. And they're like, okay, it's got blanks, and we got the security thing to keep us safe. There's a cameraman, this other guy. He goes, "Without the filming, he shoot it," and I turn around. The guy I told was safe didn't fucking care. He's running away. He's like, I don't care. And that was a 6'8", 300-pound man firing that gun, which had blanks in it. And even he said it actually made him budge backwards. He literally slid backwards firing that thing. And they had to make that thing weigh light for him to basically be like, because he had to be able to, just boom.
Yeah. I remember playing the game whenever he would jump out like out of nowhere. I was like, holy shit. It's like when you least expect it, he would always jump out on the game. So.
Supposedly, if you play the remake of the second game, sometimes if you're outside, they put a little Easter egg where you can hear him. You hear this like stars. Because the third, the remake of the third game actually was supposed to be like an expansion or whatever of the remake of the second game, but it's not as good as. But they made it its own game. It's not as good. That second remake very enjoyable. Now, I mean, they had characters in it. I mean, not in the first game. I mean, they had the dogs. They had the lickers, but I don't think they had any of the characters.
Yeah.
It isn't until the second movie. That's when you got Jill, Oscar, Nemesis, and on and on. And then you get Chris. You get Leon, who tries to mac on Aya, whatever. She shoots him down.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite of the games, which he's pretty much like saying, "Hey, I wouldn't mind being with you," and he's just like, "I'm an idiot." He even gets told in part 6 by this one girl, "Go get her. Stop playing these games. Go after her. She wants you." And he's just like, It's like,
yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember playing. I remember like playing the first 3, and after that, I kind of got behind on them. But.
Well, at some point, they started going away from being horror survival to being more like action and stuff.
Yeah,
and they were remaking all of the main titles right now. So that's why we're not getting Resident Evil 0 or Code Veronica. Have you seen Welcome to Raccoon City?
Oh, Welcome to Raccoon City? Yeah, I saw that.
And that combines the first 2 games.
Yeah. So,
and actually,
hopefully they'll have a second one to that. I don't know. Like, did you watch the show that was on Netflix?
Oh no, I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
They need to do
I watched
a spin-off.
when it first came out, but so a lot of people were like kind of bitching about it, but it was all right. I mean,
they need to do a spin-off with that girl that was like with the chains and stuff. Give her a spin-off because you see her, she's creepy as is, and then they have that liquor. She just walks up and snaps his neck like it's nothing.
Yeah,
and it's like that's a moment when I went, she needs a spin-off.
Yeah. I've always liked the liquors, and well, I wouldn't mind seeing. Wasn't there one Resident Evil where there's like a mutated alligator, or am I thinking of something else?
That is the second game. They had a giant alligator, which I hate because when I played the remake, I kept trying to get away from it, and it kept eating me.
Yep.
So I was left raging. I'd be playing also the email, and you constantly started hearing these mother effer.
Yeah, pretty much that. And the crows always pissed me off too. Running through the outside, all the crows when they attacked. That pissed me off. I can't remember. Did they have the crows in the newer movie?
And we got.
What was
I
that?
know they had them in one of the. They had them in one of the Paul W. Anderson movies, but I don't. I'd have to go back and watch Welcome to Raccoon City.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
in one of the other movies.
Okay, so not Raccoon City, but it was in. Oh, I wonder if it was in. Was it Extinction or whatever? Maybe like when they were in the desert, there were some birds or something. Or I don't know. I gotta go back and watch.
And they're all like, they end up killing that one girl that what's his name that was trying to mac on. He's like, hey baby, and they end up. She gets him out of the bus, and they all fly on the bus and kill her.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. I knew there were some birds somewhere in one of those movies.
Well, they kind of I think they teased them in the first movie or something, because I think at the end when I want to say when she's in the city by herself, you do see and hear some birds.
Yeah,
but it's like gotta wait a couple more. We gotta wait a couple more movies, and I'm not sure that might be the only time we see them.
I think so.
Recall.
And then wasn't there another one where there was like some plant monster too in the game? But I don't think they did it.
First game.
It was the first.
You had to get you had to get the different chemicals together to make the poison to kill the plant.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, first game also had a shark too, so
I don't remember that.
That's when you first go into the lab. There's it's partially flooded and there's a shark.
The partially flooded lab. Okay. So, I remember the very first time I played it, a friend had brought it over, and when you go through the mansion door, the dogs attack, whatever. He goes, "Hey, there's a really cool pathway if you go through the front door," and I didn't know that, so I opened the front door, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" He's cracking up. I'm like, "Fuck you! How dare you!" Scared the shit out of me. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
That's inspired. Part of the inspiration was a Japanese movie from the late '80s, and it also became a game. I just can't remember the name. Wouldn't mind seeing the movie, but they made a game that was the same year that was based on the movie that went on to inspire Resident Evil. I just can't remember the name. Let me see.
Okay, what just happened to my phone? I heard it. Okay, that's crazy. I don't know where my phone just went. It's like it vanished on me. Oh, there it is. I got it under my sheet.
I want to say Home Alone or something like that. Some weird one. I think it has some people that go and they're looking at a mansion and there's a haunted painting or something there.
You said it was an 80s movie?
Late 80s.
I guess just let me know later.
Sweet Home.
Sweet Home?
Yeah, it's Sweet Home from 1989. Yeah. And it was a movie and a game, and it ended up inspiring the game, at least, ended up inspiring the Resident Evil games.
Okay.
I think it has some people going into a house that's they go into a house that's haunted and all the stuff that happens, and then they made the game and they took the elements of the game and used those to inspire Resident Evil. Sorry, Biohazard, because that's the original name.
All right, Biohazard, yeah.
So that without this movie, we wouldn't have got this game, which we would have got this. Wouldn't have got these other games, which we wouldn't have got this movies and TV shows. That's a big ass franchise right there.
Yeah, Resident Evil's a big one.
It's exploded.
Yeah.
And I think that's 96. That's 96, and Fallout is 97.
So yeah, Resident Evil came out before Fallout.
Not that. I think that it helped make the PlayStation.
It took a long time for Fallout to come out compared to Resident Evil. So I mean, Resident Evil became a movie and series and on Netflix before Fallout did. So.
Well, it could, the whole post-apocalyptic thing, it could have. There's a lot of games out there that could have done something. You ever heard of a game called Dino Crisis?
Dino Crisis sounds familiar, yeah. Was that on Sega?
It's basically Resident Evil. I could have been. No, it's Resident Evil meets dinosaurs.
Or not Sega, it was on PlayStation, right?
Yeah. They could have done so much with that property. It's one of those ones like Terror the Dinosaur Hunter when Jurassic Park was getting big. They could have cashed in.
Mm.
When they saw the Jurassic World, they could have cashed in. It's just like, I was like, why? You guys have the property right there. You could have made a whole bunch of money.
Yeah. It's like whenever they should do something, they don't, and then when they do something, it's not as good as it should be. It's rare when they get something good out.
Like, do you ever hear of Parasite Eve?
That sounds super familiar. Parasite Eve.
Yeah, it's a game where you fight all these people who are like the DNA's turning them into monsters and stuff in the games. There's a movie that's a prequel to the games. Because in the first game, they go, there was this incident in Japan. The movie shows you what that incident was. It's not as grand as the games because it doesn't have. But it's like, it's an interesting horror story. Somewhat romantic, twisted horror story.
Yeah. And you had like froze skipped in between again. So again, I missed some of that. Stupid StreamYard is horrible tonight. I don't know what's going on.
It might be my end. I don't know what's going on my end because I've been.
Yep, you've been freezing up again.
Having no. I'm realizing I didn't have no troubles last night on West. I had no stream last night, so I'm going to blame StreamYard because it's no way. If I had no issues last night, that I would have issues today. I think StreamYard's up to something.
Yeah. StreamYard doesn't like video games. It's like, stop talking about video games. Yeah. Well, let's see. Any other?
You could actually, I think, use it to stream video games.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other good ones that come to mind for video games to movies? That are semi worth talking about.
Well, the first House of the Dead's good. I don't care for the second one. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't even remember the second one.
Let's see. What's okay in the movie? There's that one woman who gets her legs ripped off.
Which one?
In the second movie, played a woman who had her legs ripped off.
In which movie?
The first movie, there's that one cop girl her legs get ripped off and she dies. House of the Dead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In the second movie, she's the leader of this organization that fights zombies, and she has no legs. So it's like, are you the same character?
She didn't die. She was.
Somebody thought that.
She was recruited.
I know.
They wanted you to think she was dead.
She must have survived, and
she survived.
It's like it's literally like, yeah, it's the only. I mean, when you see her in the wheelchair, then she pushes the wheelchair back, and then you see she's got no legs. I'm like, wait a minute,
it's her.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch House of the Dead. It's been forever since I've watched that movie. So I probably should have watched more video game movies but I've seen a lot of them that I remember. A lot of the Resident Evil.
And again,
What was
Yuri
that?
Boll is the king of video game movies. I'm calling it now because he's done. Yuri Boll is the king of video game movies. He's done more than Paul W. Anderson.
Yep.
Anderson has done what? Resident Evil, Dead or Alive, Monster Hunter.
Yep.
He did a TV commercial for Doom.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that can count. And Dead or Alive does not have his wife in it, playing some kick-ass woman who can kick anybody's butt.
Yep.
I think it was before they got married, got together, so.
That's why. Yep. All right, well.
Then you get something like, was that Adam Sandler did one.
Well, that was that movie Pixels, which was like all of the old games.
Adam Sandler did one. Pixel or whatever.
Yeah, I just said that. Did you hear me? Pixel. And cutting out again.
Yep. Yeah. Good movie, by the way.
Yep. So you were cutting out again, but yeah, it is a good movie. I like how it has Pac-Man and it has like all the Nintendo games in there. And froze again. So.
Just change my name.
The StreamYard hates me. Yep. It really does. But yeah, I guess since StreamYard hates you, I think we'll end it for now. So, but yeah, that's our video game movies. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Watching the replay, I'll announce hopefully who I'm thinking will be here next week, but I don't want to say just in case. Then of course May 4th, Michael. Mike Ferguson. Duh. Hello. I'm starting to think of the name. Sorry, Mike, if you're watching. I'm making Mike.
It's him, Mike. It's him. It's not me.
Don't hurt me, please. I'm hiding. Yeah, Mike Ferguson, and then on the 11th, Chanel Ryan. So, and then up there talking to some people, but hopefully, if all goes well, I've contacted a bunch of people that would be really awesome to have on. So, yeah, here's hoping they'll get back to me. So, all right, have a good night.